Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I thought this would be a good time for me to talk about morals in business. I just came from a meeting with 7 lawyers on 2 different sides. It was funny because it was all, the whole thing was in Spanish, so I didn't understand much of it. But the cool thing is, okay, my past, I've been around foreign people a lot, and so it's not like I'm new to sitting around listening to stuff that I don't understand. But when I am sitting around not understanding what they're saying, I do read body language. I've thought about trying to make videos on body language, but it's really complicated. I haven't figured out how to do it. But it's funny because body language, I've made many business deals using body language. I've done business with foreign people before. I say I've been self-employed my whole life. I've had numerous restaurants. I've been in the oil business, cattle business. I've done a lot of stuff, and I love business. I love people, and I've learned how to judge people by their actions. And matter of fact, this isn't a new thing. I say I have killed people for their body language, not understanding what they're saying. I've got in really bad fights in which, maybe people didn't die, but they were really hurt a lot because of body language. I've already told you stories about here. 2 months ago, when they got around my car and, with machetes, and it looked like I was going to have to do something on that. That didn't turn into anything, but it was body language that got me ready to get into it. And body language, somebody wise reading my body language realized that I was the wrong one that they wanted to mess with. So body language is very important. And so as I was sitting around watching, not understanding what they're saying, but reading their body language, I was able to learn a lot. And it was funny because one of the other things that I did, I knew I was coming into the meeting. I didn't know who was going to be at the meeting. I didn't know what it was about. There was a lot of things that I knew nothing about. And I didn't even know if I was going to be the main point of the meeting, but I wasn't. I don't quite understand why they had me there. Under normal conditions, I would understand because of my vast knowledge in business, because it was a business meeting. This is what they would want me there for. But I didn't realize they were going to be lawyers, and so that's even more of a reason why they would, I would think, would really appreciate my input. And but it wasn't. I was way off. I missed the whole boat. And but that's what brought me to the talking about morals in business. All of my businesses, every one of my businesses was based on morals. Whether it was just me and my wife and my kids, we always did everything morally on the table. There was no way in hell I would take money from anybody immorally. No way. If I didn't feel I was morally justified for that money, then I wouldn't accept it. And a good example would be, like I say, in the restaurant business. If it was wrong for me to get the money from the food, I mean, if it's lousy food, it's bad food, I'm not going to take your money. And that's for, you're just talking about a few bucks. I use that same type of moral strength or moral standing when I was in the oil business. I never took money from people that they weren't able to get money back. The oil business was a money business. So in other words, you put money in, you get money back. And I did really good. I did really well. Everybody I did business with, they all did well. And it was always done on a moral basis. What I've noticed, and that's what I do give big business. I hate big business. Bad. I really don't make that many videos on how bad I hate big business, but big business is a good example about not using morals. They answer to stockholders, and the stockholders, they put money in for money, and they don't want morals. They want money. This is what they're looking for. So they don't care if the big business uses morals or not. That's why something like DuPont can build these factories and poison and kill hundreds and thousands of people. And Monsanto, they're poisoning people. They kill nations. But they're stockholders. As long as they make money, what does morals have to do with it? See, so, and that's where business gets a lot of heartache, is people think, well, you don't use morals in business. And stockholders in particular, well, I give you money, I expect to make money back, and I didn't look for morals, I'm looking for money. So this is how morals and business gets all screwed up. Small business, they have to use morals. Yeah, I'll take that back. They don't have to, and that's how you can tell a good business is the ones that do use morals. And there's businesses that don't use any morals. A small business, and they're just looking to make money, and that's it. They make bad products, they perform bad services, and they still want money. And that's a good example of immoral business practices. So, but I thought it was funny when I'm in here with these lawyers, and because I say I can't. How do you say it? I can't comprehend. I can't understand greed and power. How your greed, you want money so bad you hurt others for it. I don't understand it. Power, you want power so bad that you don't mind hurting and killing people. They want the intimidation, they want that power over others. I can't understand this. I don't want power over anybody, and I don't need greed, because I work and I produce and I get financial rewards. So I don't need greed. I don't need to take money from anybody. So these are things, that I already know about. But I thought it was funny when I was sitting in there, and I was thinking, well, I can't really relate to immoral people. I am sure these people, everybody has a certain degree of morals. The thing is, they push them off to the side and they don't go by them. Or they choose to go by them sometimes and sometimes not. And but I thought it was funny because they're all in there and none of them was using morals or doing the right thing had anything to do with anything. It just didn't. The only thing that mattered was the law. And it was funny because they twist the law to whatever. I mean, the intent of the law is, forget the intent. They just really push it. So they twist it to get the results that they want. They twist it to intimidate and have power over others. And they're doing all this for greed. So I just think it was just so funny. And there's many times, even though I don't understand what's going on, they're over there doing this talking, and I wouldn't laugh loud, but I smiled, and I would have a cute little giggle. So and everybody I know was wondering, what's the story on the gringo? So, and what it was is I could see the greed, power, and the being immoral. I could see it. It was so obvious. It was really cool. And there was, I was going to say something, but that was going to be really, really nasty. So I don't want to get too nasty. Why? Because I do have my morals. Even though I am accurate, I still, there's, the truth hurts, but there's no reason to put out that much truth to hurt too much. But like I say, I'm not looking to hurt. I'm looking to understand. But one of the funny things, when he leaves the candy on the table, yes, it's an insult. Yes, it tells me he doesn't have any honor. But the worst thing is it tells me the team itself, I need to watch. And why? Because they've got one that's bad. And that one that's bad is allowed to be bad. And you can say, well, the others didn't realize it. You could say that. But like I say, the table was clear. It was seen. When you work as a team, each one represents the rest of them. And so when you leave your area, if you're camping in an area, you got your 3-man militia, and you're camping in an area, you leave that area trashed up, someone, whoever's the team leader, didn't do their job. And that shows disrespect. But it was funny that you could see how morals, or the lack of morals, and the law works together. I mean, I can understand how a policeman could twist the law to do what he thinks he needs to do. And if he doesn't have any morals, or a shortage of morals, he will do bad things, immoral things, using the law. This is why I don't use the law. The law, kind of like man-made laws in man-made religions. Anytime they're man-made, they're made so man can benefit, not all man. Morals, on the other hand, morals are, everyone benefits from good morals. Now, you may not benefit as much, and a meeting could be a good example, because they want more cuts out of the pie. So more people want more, and even the people that already are getting the pie, they want more too. So it's really kind of funny. Like I say, now see, I'm not involved in it. I get no financial reward out of it. And the only reason, like I say, that I'm even here is because my abilities. And but I think it's funny because they're underestimating my abilities. They don't realize how many abilities I do have. So, but it is funny to see the way they're able to twist logic around. And like I say, now I'm old now, so being old, I've experienced more, but I've been around more, I've seen more, I've heard about more. I mean, like when I talk about the 50s and 60s, I'm talking about it in a whole nother level than somebody that has studied the 50s and 60s. It's the same thing when it comes to violence. People that have studied it, and they've got all the numbers on this. They think they got it all figured out, and I go through that when we talk about ballistics on guns. So they say, well, this gun's really good. You can look at the ballistics. Okay, yeah. Well, I say I've witnessed what the bullet will do. So, and it's the same thing when I see them doing this stuff in business and morals. There's no morals in some business, and it's funny because this is a good business here. It's a good moral business. It was built on good morals and strong values, and it's really ugly to see it being torn down to such an immoral level. But then again, it's not the first time. I've seen this before. I've gone through the same thing with my father, and so I've seen it. And I didn't play the game at that time. I stepped away. This was when I was 25, something like that, and I stepped away. And I've always wondered, was that the right thing to do? Because there was just so many bad things going on. It overwhelmed me trying to deal with my father's death, and I say I didn't have a mother, so that was my last, the person I could trust. He was gone, and to have everything he's built, watching it being torn apart, was pretty overwhelming. And so I just kind of backed off and just let it happen. And I'm kind of in that same situation now, because I say this is my wife's estate, and to see all this going, but it's still not. I don't even look at it as it was my wife. It was her father's, and so I'm not real eager to reach in and start grabbing out like everyone else is. So I haven't quite figured all this stuff out yet. So I'm not. Don't go by what I'm saying on this stuff. For my father, I'm not sure if I did it right or wrong, and now with my wife, like I say, because she was killed, that's the main reason why I stayed here. Not so much I want to get anything out of it, but like I say, I want it done. I want it finished. Whatever's going to happen, happens. Let it be. Let it go. Life moves on. This is Mike. NoStressMike.com.